In our previous episode, filmmaker Will Strathmann began sharing his run-in with a Hollywood con queen, a con that stretched across continents and careers. What followed was years of deception, an FBI hunt, headlines in the New York Times, and the unraveling of one of Hollywood's most bizarre scandals. Here's the continuation of Will's account with the Hollywood con queen on Tom and D. Tom and D. Tom and D.
Two middle-aged idiots.
We worked together years ago, and you got a phone call that set off a chain of events. Will was one of the victims of a scam, and it was such a mind fuck. And I was there to witness kind of the beginning parts of the middle and the end of it, and all the way to the point where it ended up being picked up by, I believe, a New York Times reporter. Then that story then led to a limited doc series called The Hollywood Con Queen on Apple TV that details a scam where this man is believed to have impersonated various female and male Hollywood execs and lured freelancers like yourself that work in TV and film, lured them with fake projects for more than a decade. It was like over 500 victims, losing millions. And it was a really fucking weird thing. And if you don't mind going into it, I would just love to tee it up by saying that Will and I were on location, I think in Omaha, and filming. And it started with a phone call. Will, pick it up from there.
Talk about most fucked up moments. This one definitely takes the cake. Yeah, so it started with an email from Amy Pascal, which if you're in the industry, that name might ring a bell.
Huge name, just for our listeners. She used to run Sony.
Yep.
And then she...
huge Hollywood producer, head of Sony Pictures. I was young and ambitious and in the like perfect storm of my career of like just getting like things taking off, but still not in it enough to be as cautious as and wary as I am now, even though I will put an asterisk of that, is that like this scam is, without going into it too deeply, it was one of the most intricate and complicated and like outrageous things you could ever imagine. And essentially I got contacted asking if I was interested in basically trialing and doing a scouting trip for a new travel show that was being pitched to Netflix. It was taking place in Indonesia, and it was based off of this child's storybook called Sidewalk Flowers, which is about this young girl going through a metropolis, walking with her dad, and the world is kind of bleak and black and white, and then she sees a little flower and finds these little moments and these little cracks in society that show the beauty of it. And they were looking, as they said, for essentially a camera person and potentially a DP to help shoot this. And then they wanted to go and see what I could do and do a trial trip, and essentially asked if I could go to Indonesia, to fly to Jakarta and shoot a handful of locations. They had done an entire location scout, had storyboards based on the locations that they wanted, and would I go? And me being I think it was eager 27-year-old at the time, being like, yeah, of course I can go. This is, to me, it was the opportunity of a lifetime in the industry. It lined up exactly with my skill set of being like young and nimble and good with a camera, and being able to
and one who traveled a lot and did
and like at that time, like most of my work, other than in mud pits with Darren with cameras in our hands, was going off and shooting these far and wild places. And so over the course of a couple weeks, I photographed across Indonesia, and like, yeah, it's.
But you left like after the email, and I believe followed by a phone call. you left like the next day.
Days, yeah. It was
Did you
quick.
pay for the flight yourself, or did they tell you they were going to reimburse
Aha,
you?
that's
Yeah. So this is the thing that it's crazy. And like, there's so many, I would almost just say like for people out there, like go watch the documentary because it's a 3 episode.
And where is it available?
It's on
Apple.
TV.
It's on Apple TV. It's called what?
The Hollywood Con Queen. If you Google it, you'll find it. There's also a book written by the reporter, I believe by the same name, that really goes into the guy's backstory and everything. But yeah, and so I paid for my own flights to get over there, had a whole contract written up and everything. Once I got there, they had hired a driver for me that had Will Strathmann on a sign that I showed up, and he drove me around to these locations.
So you think it's totally legit?
They had hotels set for me and everything.
Jesus.
And yeah, and like people that I would go and meet and like interview and photograph. So it was like this whole orchestrated thing. There was phone calls with Amy. There's phone calls with another producer where it was like we were literally having a conference call with multiple people about the locations that I was shooting and like what I was able to shoot, whether it aligns like visually with the themes of this TV show. And it went on and on. And in retrospect, yeah, there's definitely red flags. There's things that seem crazy, but when you're at that point in your career where your every job is that risk or potential moment that like sets
you don't question everything. Yeah.
You don't question. And like,
yeah.
And I still do that to this day. It's like I just had a
like this podcast. You were like, I didn't question it. I should have.
Yeah. But like I had a job 2 weeks ago where it like came up quick and like it was just easier for me to book my flights and book my hotel, and then
get reimbursed.
I'm waiting for the payment, but it's like that's part of the business.
So what was the scam though? I mean, other than you spending your own money, I mean, where was the financial gain
Great
for them?
question. Great question.
So here's the thing that's really interesting is that there was a financial aspect of it that I had to reimburse, basically paying cash for the driver up front and for like travel fees and stuff like that. So that's where they got money from me. Once you get deeper into it and you get below that level, you realize that like the person that was the head running the scam, they were making money off of it, and they did it for over 5 years. And that's 5 years of like literally FBI, Interpol, Indonesian authorities chasing them, and like literally like multi-agency FBI things going for 5 years. So we made money over that,
and doing it to a lot of people.
It was like hundreds at the end. And it's not just like, it's like he refined it over time of it. It started with location scouts. He started with ex-military people that they would hire and go and be like, hey, we're shooting this film. Can you go and just like scout this location to make sure it's safe? Because we've got high profile actors coming in. Doing it to makeup artists, to writers, to filmmakers and photographers. And when it came down to it, it was a power thing. This person is like incredibly smart, knows the industry very well, but also it has a lot of pathological fucked up things that the book that was written by the reporter goes into that. And you look at their life and it's like pretty fucked up life that whatever leads to all this. But the scam itself, like it had the financial component, but it was about power for them. And it was about fulfilling fantasies of working in the industry and being able to make movies and do all these things, but also being in control of people and making them go to across the world and do this. And
this would be a great screenplay. I mean, as far as not just the documentary, but an actual movie.
I believe I don't know where it is right now, but a lot came out very quickly. It was like, I think there was an episode of an HBO show that did a piece on it, but it was like, it was just scratched the surface. This Apple TV show is like, it's produced by the reporter who basically who like figured out who this person was and like literally went and found them in London like walking down the street in the middle of the pandemic. It's like, it's wild.
Yeah. And just to be clear and to put this out there, and in case for some reason we get cut short or something, but it was not Amy Pascal. Yeah, they pretended to be Amy Pascal, who is a very legitimate, huge producer.
Yeah.
And
not only that, but it was Amy Pascal. I'm forgetting the name. There was a handful of like high profile executives, mostly women, that they impersonated and basically catfished people into believing that they're. And just to give you like a quick glimpse into that, like that conference call that I said that I was on, where I was talking to who I thought was Amy, and then another producer. It was the same person,
right?
Using like literally like personality and code switching, like immediately from like one person to the next, talking to each other as themselves. And so this person is like,
and didn't it turn out to be a man?
yes,
And
a man was doing the women's voice.
Yeah.
And multiple.
Oh, watch ye glory! And they all sounded like Dr. Ruth and all these like,
yeah,
Marge Simpson.
It's like it's yeah. You couldn't even write this how wild this is, and there's so many turns in like the documentary. It's like they were doing this, and at the same time they were like trying to be a high profile food blogger as their actual persona, where they were like scamming in London and like other places around the world, like Michelin star chefs, that they would go and like get private meals and then take photographs as a food blogger and then like skip the bill. There's no way to, in like a very succinct way, even like the 3-part documentary doesn't even scratch the surface on like how wild this all is.
Okay. And so you go to, it was Jakarta, right? And then you're traveling around, and then you come back, but it's not over.
Yeah, so I ended up doing multiple trips, and so it was this whole thing,
and still no
immediately
reimbursement
when you landed, right?
Yeah, so it was like 2.5 trips over the course of a couple weeks, switching, and it's a 12-hour time zone difference, and that was part of it. Is that like I got back after the first trip, and then you're like, I don't know, you're in it, and you're kind of like, you have the sunk cost of like, I put all this work into it. They're now doing phone calls where they're like, hey, we showed your work to the executives. This is great. We just heard from the showrunner that we like, basically we need these 2 other locations near Bali. Like, are you able to hop back on a plane tomorrow and get these last 2 locations? It'll go a long way. It'll show that you're eager. We like will compensate you better. Just dangling this thing. And once you're already in it, you're like, oh, I've already done a good job. I stand by the work that I produce. It's like the photographs that I took there are some of my favorite that I've ever taken. And then you're so close to this dream job, and you're so wrapped into it. You're sleep deprived, you're jet lagged.
And then there were some times too where the tactics would switch, and you would be threatened. Like, if you do this, you would get fired or something like that. Wasn't that the case?
Yeah, I forget the actual details of it, but it's like the person who's doing this is like wildly manipulative in really sophisticated ways. This isn't your just like scam call that, I mean, it literally was a scam call, but it's not your scam call where it's like, oh, this is Amazon. Your package is being like held, as $649. Like it's like you have to imagine, like, they did this to hundreds of people over 5 years, got them to travel across the world, evaded the FBI, Interpol for years. It's like, this is not your average person. And I think, just to like wrap this up, it really, I mean, it fucked me up really good, as you can imagine. It's like you pulling the rug out from underneath me when it all kind of came crashing down, and found out through a series of actually my dad figuring out, because the payments weren't coming through, and there's all this stuff, and like whatever,
routing numbers, bank transfer numbers.
Like I got confirmations from banks that like it was being wired and then pulled. So it's like all these intricate things. And then finally it all came crashing down, and finding out in a hotel room in the middle of Jakarta at 3 a.m. that the woman that I thought I'd been working with and speaking to for the last 2.5 weeks was not actually Amy Pascal, and being like, what do you mean? Why am I here? Why would I be in Indonesia if it's not? Like, what is this then? And so it really kind of mentally fucked me up for a while. But one of the biggest things that I took from it, and then like I've been able to kind of come out better on the other side, is being able to compartmentalize, being like, yeah, this was done for a really fucked up reason by a really fucked up person. But the moments that I had in this country, the culture that I experienced, these people that I met, these photographs that I took, that was all real. Like all of that, like could have been a real TV show.
Yeah.
Could have been a real job, like test thing. And like, and having those moments, yeah, like I'm not saying I would go and do it all over again. God, no. But like being able to experience this country and find, taking it back to that storybook, those like little flowers growing out of a crack of society, and finding those beautiful moments and being
You
able
found
to,
them. You found some of those. You
totally.
know?
And it was like,
Yeah.
I got to experience and discover Indonesia in a way that like very few people do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was under really messed up and weird pretenses, but it's like that was still real.
Right.
And
they can't take that away from you.
Are you going to reach out to this scam artist and try to buy the story rights from them?
So I don't know. So he's in jail. As far
Did you get some money from him back? Did you get reimbursed anything?
No.
And so he is in jail right now. He was finally caught in London. And his last I heard, as far, I haven't checked in like a year, but like was supposed to be extradited to the US because it was an FBI led investigation.
Right.
I should look up to see where that is, but yeah, he's caught now. And
let's go visit him and bring a camera.
And fuck with him a little
honestly,
bit.
like it's not even worth it, because like you can if you watch the documentary or like you read the book, you realize that this is a person that is a sociopath.
Yeah, totally.
They don't
totally.
have, like, they are living in their own world and have an incapacity to literally feel compassion or like remorse for other people. And it's like, I'm not saying that you should feel bad for him, but seeing it from that angle that it's like, there's no use.
Right.
Like,
and the waste of time
like,
trying to, yeah.
And like, yeah, it's like maybe closer to when it actually happened. There's a lot of anger and like, I mean, like wanting to get back at them. But it's like, at the end of the day, like you can never do anything that would impact them, because they're living in their own world.
Right.
Or they're living in the world and we're all just a part of it. It's like,
right.
There's a impasse.
He's still probably sitting in jail as thinking, that he's
100%.
Yeah.
Scheming something else, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably scheming like, people's, like commerce. What do they call the little commissary money?
Yeah.
He's got cigarette scams going on.
It's just fucked up to say, but like, if anybody is going to figure out a way to scam their way out of prison, it's probably this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
You are fascinating. This has been an absolutely fascinating episode, man. I mean,
well, before we sign off here, though, like I understand, like that was so traumatic for you. I remember when you shared that story with me, and you told me, I'm a little fucked up from it. I don't know who to trust. Like, I remember it was just all you wanted to do was just get back to work and just like create some normalcy.
Yeah.
And
I really do have to thank you for that, because
no. I wasn't.
And
he was
there,
fishing
like,
for
no. God, no.
I mean, you were there when I got that phone call, and like I remember sitting in a parking garage with you being like, is this, like, literally, I think I asked you, I was like, is this real or is like this weird? And you said something that if I took your advice like really literally at the time, I wouldn't have done it.
I remember that like almost verbatim, because you're like, have you heard of Amy Pascal? I'm like, oh, I know who Amy Pascal is. Yeah. If this is really her, like this is huge. Yeah. But one thing, like, do not go out of pocket. I remember saying that.
Which I'm still doing to this day to pay.
I can't believe no one like called up her office, or something.
Well, he did.
That's how we did originally. That's like, like we can literally talk about this for hours and hours, but it's
Well,
like
let's have you back and we'll talk more about it
yeah.
sometime.
But it was like
That'd be
every
awesome.
question that I had, every little piece that I like asked in the process of when somebody asked, "Hey, can you do a job in Indonesia?" Who are like every question, every little piece that I did, there was an answer for or a misdirection, and it was just like they had.
It was well thought out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mastermind, master plan.
I do want to thank you for when I did come back, having somebody that I knew and could trust and could go to and be like, hey, this is something really fucked up just happened. Can we go shoot some time lapses or whatever it is? So
and how horrible that must have been to be like, oh, I'm on top of the world doing this Netflix thing in Indonesia. All right, let's go do some shitty project.
No.
Back in Omaha.
No. We did not do.
No. Like, I got to say, like, it has, Will and I, we've been literally in the trenches together for years. We've always had fun. We've always gotten paid. But whatever the case is, he's always blown me away with his work. It's just tremendous. And it's only getting better. I can't afford him now. Like, so he's out of my league. Thank goodness.
I'll work for you.
No,
just tell me you'll pay me later, and then send me some fake documents and stuff. And
then he'll fall for it again, dude. This guy's a sucker.
Right, exactly.
Put on a wig, change your voice a little bit.
When you get the call from Dr. Ruth Festheimer, you're like, dude, you died like a year ago.
Right. I'm Harvey Weinstein. Like, wait a minute.
Harvey's back in business.
Oh, God.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us. We definitely have to have you back, man.
Thank you, guys. It's been super fun.
So fun.
Super fun.
Chatting. I don't know, like, Darren, I want to hear what's up. And
when you're back for visiting or for the move, let's definitely get together. You know, I'm mostly in Kansas City now. I still have my house in Denver, but we'll probably be selling that soon. But either way, you know, I come back here to work all the time.
You can buy his house too.
Yeah.
There you go.
How do you guys know each other?
We went to college together, and then Tom's been stalking me. And
I followed him to LA, Indiana, and I followed him to Denver.
Yeah.
Actually, he followed me to Denver. I've been living in Denver longer than you, I believe.
Okay. Well, I was in LA first, so suck it.
We both went to Indiana University, which is why I'm selling my house to move back there. I'm going to be teaching there in the spring.
Oh, yes. And we're both, of course, big Hoosiers fans, so we watch a lot of
we're watching the football game this weekend. We get together when we can.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Also production. Tom, are you also production?
I'm a voice actor, and I'll be teaching in the media. So so if you ever need, like a voice for any of your stuff, Darren.
He's voiced a lot of things that we've done. I can't think of any of the projects that we've done together, Will, but I'm sure he's my go-to.
Very cool.
He's the best. And even when he's not the best, he's available. So
the best of the best three.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, hey man, I'll send you that information. And man, it was so nice to meet you, dude.
Likewise. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Will. Love you, buddy.
We'll talk soon. Yes, thank you.
I mean, dude, first of all, just the quality of work that he does and the things that he does is so fascinating, from the underwater stuff to the drone stuff but that scam thing that he talked about. I mean, it's such a fascinating story,
As a person and as an artist, I mean, he is just the best at both. He is just the best person, so kind, works so hard, doesn't complain. I've never heard him complain. Maybe he's complaining behind my back, but no.
He's complaining right now. Why did I just waste an hour of my time?
What a fucking no. But he is the best. Anybody that's out there, man, if you're looking for really top cinematography work at any level, whether it's underwater, in the air, on the ground, or photography, he's one of the best in the world. He would cringe at this because he's so humble. But if you can't get Jimmy Chin, hire Will. He is the best. He is the best. and the best person too.
Well, you're the best co-host, dude.
Right back at you. Love you, buddy.
Later,
dude. Tom and D.
Two middle-aged idiots.
This podcast is produced by 224 Media with voice and audio support by Fry on the Fly Productions.